Hello and welcome to the first diversion here on our road to gold. That's the first milestone that I set for myself, so after I reach it I will probably be making some changes for a little while, and I wanted to talk about that, but I'll do that at the end of the video. First, I wanted to talk about the new things that I'll be trying to work on while I rise through the silver rank. So, in addition to the stuff I'm already working on, because I still need work on that, I wanted to add most of the rest of the fundamental game mechanics to things that I am looking for. So I wanted to add, finally, the rollback. So I know I was talking about that, but I never really did it in bronze. I wanted to add the rollback, or the back roll. I should be careful. There are some ambiguities here in the fighting game community with those words, but the back roll, I would call it. So there are certain moves where you get hit and you get knocked down, and you can use your screen space to be farther away from your opponent after the knockdown if you have it. And I have not used that, and I have noticed that not only have I not used it, which has caused me to be taking pressure in ways that I would not otherwise be taking pressure, but any opponents that are using it are getting out of my pressure, so I think that it will help in a lot of ways. I will be able to get out of pressure if I've got some screen space that I have earned, and I will be forcing my opponents to use different options, or take more risks, or use more resources to get the same kind of stuff they're getting on me now, and that's going to help quite a bit. In addition, I think it'll also help to be able to distinguish the difference for myself and others between the moves where that does work and the ones where you can't do it. So that hard knockdown, for example, can't be rolled backwards from, so you know that you're going to get your setup every time from, say, sweeps, but not necessarily from, say, throws. And you might get it from your level 3, which is a hard knockdown, but the same cannot be said, there's the hard knockdown, the same cannot be said for, say, your level 1, which does not have that same attribute. So I will be working on that to try to make it so that I'm paying attention not only to my side and times where I can escape, but also to my opponent's side and times where they are unable to escape, and I get better setups off of it. Next, I want to work on the drive parry, so that includes just trying to use it to block fireballs whenever possible, maybe even trying to perfect parry them at some point in time and move forward, but I will not make you suffer through me trying to do that here because I haven't practiced it, so that'll be something. And then, in addition to that, I'm going to be adding a more offensive item to the list here. So out of the drive parry, as you know, you can do a raw drive rush, but if you press forward and first, and then a forward and the drive parry button, instead of getting this animation where you go into the parry first, it's very instant. It's almost no time at all like that, you see. There's almost no time at all where you actually have the blue flash, you just go green immediately, and I think that that will be able to add a more aggressive and offensive line to these otherwise defensive mechanics. And then to round it off with one more defensive mechanic, because why not, there is going to also be the drive reversal. So if you use the drive impact button holding forward when you block, you get a drive impact. You can see that that one was not a true punish, but there are ways to make sure that it is, and so I'm going to be looking at which of those things I think is good at. Now, I'm going to be using this sparingly. In addition to it only being, or to it being a 2-meter usage, which is as much as an OD move, it's also kind of risky. It's punishable on block, it can be beaten by several options, and on top of all of that, there's just a lot of times where blocking is simply better, right? Blocking would make my opponent minus or even punishable, especially at this stage of the game, and I would lose that advantage for just throwing out a bunch of those drive reversals. So I'll be trying to use it on things that my opponent is getting like plus frames after, but are also pretty clear and obvious. Like, say, Lily's wind-clad condors, right? Her condor spires and stuff. Those would be really good to deal with this because they leave her plus, so she gets a command throw or strike mix-up, but they're also incredibly telegraphed and very long in recovery frames. Even though she winds up plus at the end, it's pretty easy to block it and then reversal her out again so that she does not get that free mix-up and she burns a wind stock for doing it, things like that. So that's what I'm going to be working on. It's a lot, but that brings me to the next point here, which is I think I might be stuck in the silver rank for a little bit longer. I can feel that I'm reaching the point where my just intrinsic knowledge of fighting games from having played them before and whatever knowledge I know of the game is starting to reach a point where I'm going to have to start to learn a lot of things that I don't know yet. And I think that is going to be the most interesting part of the adventure. I suspect that it will start here in the silver rank, but if not, certainly by the time I hit the gold rank. And while I do want to do that, that is its own journey. So I think after I reach gold with Chun, I'm going to check out a bunch of other characters. I might even try to get most or all of them to the gold rank and just do a couple videos for each one, because I really want to feel how each character plays. I haven't played a Street Fighter game seriously before, so I think it will be really important for me for a variety of reasons to do that. And I'm going to start picking those characters and just getting better with them to see whether or not I like them. So that is the plan. I will, for now, continue working on my way through silver, and I hope to see you there.